over the years, I have been involved in a lot of sales training activities. I have been a head of sales, also been a salesman, and gone around trying to sell um, to various organizations as well as individuals, retailers, corporates. So when I try to put all of this together, um, I saw the need for a sales training program which was available to all so that the person can learn on his own. So if I see the audience, the person should be able to learn on his own as well as be able to correct himself or herself whenever required. This learning should be available. This learning should be such that the person can evaluate himself, can come back and reassess as well as modify his own. I'm a strong believer that the most important thing about learning is a motivated learner. When I used to take sessions, I would see that around 45 to 50% class would be the ones who would be really engaged into it, as well as there are lots of them who are responding to their Blackberries or messages or taking calls and all. So a learning cannot ever be provided to someone who's not a motivated learner. And for a motivated learner, he needs to have a medium where he can learn on his own. Not everyone can go through the very expensive sales training courses. So while there are lots of sales training courses, the good ones are really expensive, and it is not possible for every organization or for every individual to be able to go through them. So there's a need for sales training on the web, which is what I feel is covers all aspects and is available to the learner. So one of the important things is that whenever I have been interacting with people, either my clients or participants in my training workshops, I've seen that there's a lot of lack of understanding of the sales environment. The sales environment is rapidly evolving and changing. Now, I do understand that everyone says things are evolving, changing, but if you look at the sales environment today, due to the advent of the social platforms, it's become very easy for a group of people to communicate and exchange information. So whether you want to sell something, you as a salesperson, you must be aware that your client most likelihood has done his own research on this topic, number one. At the same time, and also it's become very easy for someone to ask for inputs. So before buying, say, a new model of a cell phone which has come out, which promises a lot of interesting features, it's very likely that a person will go to the Facebook and post a comment or something, create a post, and his friends would advise him. So while it's very easy for one to do own research and to get views which are unbiased, unbiased views, remember that they influence the buying decision a lot. It really changes the sales environment. So salesperson of today is not the classical distribution person. The salesperson of today is very different than what was evolved earlier. So he is not a distribution person. He is a very evolved individual who possesses a few skills. It doesn't matter whether he is good in English or as a language for communication or not, but this evolved individual of salesperson today possesses few skills. And what are these skills? If you list them down, the four most important skills that a salesperson is expected to have today are absolute expertise on the product that he's having and being able to convert that therefore into a solution for the customer. We will elaborate on these aspects. Second, he should be excellent communication. Now, excellence in communication, as I said earlier, does not mean that he is good in English. Excellence in communication, irrespective of the language, is one which builds trust. He should understand his customer through communication, be able to understand him, listen to his requirements, respond accordingly, be involved in that conversation. Third, the salesperson should be such who understands and who has the orientation, such an orientation so that he puts customer first. It is deep down in his DNA, it is deep down in him as an individual to understand customer first. Before anything, it is customer and his requirement of the customer which comes up. Everything else is secondary. And that has to percolate in every aspect. So whether it's a meeting, whether it's a request for information by the customer, whether it is a form which has to be filled, whether it is a demo which has to be given, whether it's a product which has to be um, handled, whether it is any communication with the customer is priority. Any requirement of the customer is priority. And our salesperson of today is very, very good in relationship management. Sales is not about tricks. It was never about a bag of tricks. It was always about a very, very deep expertise. The person who is able to master these four skills, one, is the salesperson who will go ahead. He will definitely go ahead in the number of accounts he is handling. He'll definitely be going ahead in the sales volumes that he's able to register for his company, and he'll definitely be going ahead in the responsibility matrix of his organization. So if you are a motivated learner, if you are an individual who wants to learn by himself, please do go through these series of videos which will be put up by METL. And should you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Mail ID is contactmetl@metl.in.